has a ton of length. A ton of length. Just height, long. It's nothing but long arms coming at you. Pretty rough. Pretty rough out there. When it was starters on starters, Fever came out like gangbusters. Looked like they were going to run them out. And then Stephanie White slowed this team down. I mean, it's like clockwork. I don't get it. If this team runs and guns.
The Indiana Fever picked up a preseason win over the New York Liberty, finishing 109-91, but the result was not the headline that dominated conversation after the game. What had people talking was footage of Caitlin Clark on the sideline, wearing what appeared to be a back brace, a detail that spread quickly and drew immediate concern from a fan base already on edge about injury transparency. The brace was visible during the game, and observers were quick to point out that no other player in the footage appeared to be wearing similar support. Whether it was precautionary, related to tightness, or something more significant, no official explanation had been offered by the organization at the time discussion began circulating. Given the history of how the Fever communicated or failed to communicate injury information last season, the skepticism hit fast.
Clockwork. I don't get it. If this team runs and guns, they're blowing the Liberty out of the building. Slows it down, just like last year. Slow the game down. Here comes the other team. And it's my feeling if this would have been starters on starters, most likely the Fever would lose this game. Now, I think the Liberty are probably the best team in the league, and they got a hell of a lot of players. Aaliyah Boston didn't play this game, but Satu Sabali did.
The franchise's credibility on this specific issue was already thin heading into the new year, and a visible but unexplained brace on their most high-profile player was the kind of moment that amplifies distrust rather than eases it. On the court, the game itself had two distinct halves in terms of how Indiana performed. When the starters were running the floor at full speed, they were imposing. The Fever's first unit came out and pushed the pace immediately, building a comfortable lead against the Liberty's starters and looking capable of putting the game away entirely. The issue came when the tempo was pulled back.
Boston didn't play this game, but Satu Sabali didn't play for the Liberty either. And I can tell you right now, just as everybody suspected, the Fever got a major issue with lack of length and a lack of bigs. Once it was all those trees in there, tall trees in there with the Liberty, Fever had problems. Absolutely. Now, this gives you an idea right here. Chloe Peterson, McConnell enters with 4:46 left. All Fever players have now.
Once the Fever slowed down, New York climbed back into it. The second quarter tightened to 24-21 before Indiana eventually separated again. The broader pattern run and gun working, pace being reined in, raised questions about whether the team's natural identity was being constrained by the coaching approach. The Liberty's length was a real problem whenever Indiana deviated from the transition game.
Gives you an idea right here. Chloe Peterson, McConnell enters with 4:46 left. All Fever players have now made an appearance. It seems like the end of the day for the starters. So that was with 4:46 in the third left that it looked like the starters were out. Guys, we will get to the reason you probably clicked on this video. Everybody wants to know, what's the deal? Is it a back brace? Is it a heating pad? What is it? That's a damn good question. I will tell you this.
New York has size at multiple positions, and once that length was matched up against Fever forwards in a half-court setting, the advantages shifted. The absence of Aaliyah Boston left Indiana short at the post, though Satu Sabali also sat out for New York, balancing the absences to some degree. Still, the Fever's lack of reliable bigs was exposed during stretches and stands as a genuine concern heading into the regular season. From a box score standpoint, Sophie Cunningham was the clear standout.
And I will tell you this, as somebody that's owned like 6 back braces in my life because of back pain, horrible back spasms, yada, 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 especially around all the weightlifting I've done over the years, that sure as hell looked like a back brace to me. And some people will say, well, maybe it's precautionary. Did anybody else have one on? It is a concern, whether people want to act like it's not.
In 14 minutes, she hit 3 three-pointers and finished with 13 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. Kelsey Mitchell heated up again with 18 points. Caitlin Clark went 2 of 10 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, with 7 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds in limited minutes. Michaela Timpson added 11 points and continued to flash athleticism that stands out on this roster.
Whether people want to act like it's not or whatever, that's fine. So right here, 32-24 first quarter, again, running up and down the court. The Fever starters were running the Liberty starters out of the building. The moment Stephanie White slowed them down, I mean, the Liberty starters caught right up. Second quarter, 24-21.
Monique Billings contributed 9 points and 7 rebounds. Misha Hines-Allen struggled significantly, missing layups and getting dominated in post situations against the Liberty's bigger defenders. The starters were pulled with around 4 minutes and 46 seconds left in the third quarter, with all Fever players having logged minutes by that point. The performance reinforced what the preseason was already suggesting: this team is built to run, and when it does, it is very hard to handle.
Right up. Second quarter, 24-21. And then in the third quarter, we see what happened. It ended up being 109-91. And let's just, before we go to the box score, let's look at it. Here it is. That sure looks like a back brace to me. It does. This is something a lot of people are starting to talk about already. Right over here, what the F? Low back tight.
The challenge is whether the pace gets sustained consistently enough across a full regular season to translate into the wins the roster seems capable of producing. The back brace situation, however, sat above everything else in the conversation. For a franchise asking its supporters to extend goodwill after a season defined by opaque injury updates, a new unexplained image of its franchise player in visible support equipment is not a comfortable way to enter year 2. Raven Johnson's debut with the Indiana Fever has opened up a genuine conversation within the fan base, one that has been building since the draft, when her selection was met with considerable skepticism from a large portion of observers.
What the F? Low back tightness already. Guys, I don't consider myself ancient, but my favorite player ever was Larry Bird. All right? I remember all the back braces and everything involving Larry. Larry laying on the court, trying to keep his back stretched. You know, we're not there, I hope, because Larry was probably 33, 34 years old. And
the same voices that dismissed her as a poor pick are now walking back their assessments after a performance that validated what her supporters were arguing from the start. Johnson finished with 6 points, 8 assists, 3 rebounds, 3 steals, and 3 blocks while shooting 3 for 3 from the field in 17 minutes, with 0 turnovers. That is not a stat line that happens by accident. To be clear about what that performance does and does not mean, it is not a reason to consider moving Caitlin Clark out of the lineup.
This is that. Your boy John the Liquidator told y'all Raven Johnson was going to come and stun fans with her defensive presence. Well, she's only 5'8". Oh, John, I lost 59 subscribers over a simple conversation that I had with y'all. I didn't say Raven was going to come and do all these good. I just said she was going to come and be a defensive guru. 59 people unsubscribed. Now, look, I'm telling y'all this. I don't care.
The noise around that idea is not grounded in anything sensible. Johnson's debut was impressive, and Clark is one of the most valuable players in the league. Those two things coexist without conflict. The fans treating this as some kind of either-or situation are misreading the moment entirely.
Look, I'm telling y'all this. I don't care. Y'all favorite damn content creators told you this was a horrible pick. Me, that's been here in the second place, told y'all to give the girl a chance. Bookmark it. Remember it. I told y'all, give the girl a chance. Now, look. Now, everybody, oh, my God. Raven Johnson. Oh, where's my credit? I was the only damn content creator that went to bat for this girl, and y'all give me no love.
What the performance actually showed is what her defenders had been pointing to all along: elite defensive instincts, length that causes real problems, and a composure that does not usually arrive this early in a professional career. Johnson addressed it directly in the postgame session, noting that her preparation in practice, the questions she asked of veterans, and the environment around her made her feel ready when her number was called. That kind of self-awareness and process orientation is not common for a player this early in her tenure. Stephanie White's assessment from the podium aligned with that.
Back for this girl, and y'all give me no love. No love. Now, I'm not finna get the naming off these damn creators, but y'all watch them. Y'all watch them. Ain't nobody finna keep their same energy today. Now, something we not finna do is say we need to get rid of Caitlin Clark for Raven Johnson. Hell no. We not finna play these games. There's a lot of fans.
White acknowledged that the defensive contributions were expected. That is what Johnson brings every time she steps on the floor, but what she emphasized was the growth potential on the offensive end. Learning the actions, understanding how to create the matchups the staff is looking for, developing a feel for when and how to generate advantages within the system. Those are teachable things. The instincts, the length, the recovery ability. White was explicit that none of those can be coached into a player.
There's a lot of fans that's jumping ship on Caitlin. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We ain't say all that. Yes, man. I mean, Caitlin has been getting torched online because of Raven Johnson, big little debut that she had. I'm happy for Raven Johnson. I'm truly is. But I have not once told y'all we need to get rid of Caitlin Clark. Hell.
The ability to play big, play small, turn up the defensive intensity, or space the floor with shooters gives the coaching staff genuine options. The team's effort and grit in the game were described as reflective of what the organization intends to be. The areas requiring further work were also named clearly: ball screen coverage, pick-up points in the backcourt, attention to detail on defensive assignments, and the timing of reads on offense. None of those are structural concerns.
Get rid of Caitlin Clark. Hell no. Like, where could that even, like, these fans are crazy. Now, Raven Johnson and Fly J balled out. Raven Johnson had 6 points, 8 assists, 3 rebounds, 3 steals, 3 blocks, and she shot 3 of 3 from the field in 17 minutes. Points-wise, she ain't got it good enough to get rid of Caitlin Clark. No. Hell no. Hell no. Somebody said she played along with a great bench. Yes, bro. She did a bench. Yes, bro. She did. Raven looked it good. Raven looked at how I thought she was going to look with the fever. Now, man, I might do a live on this later on. Somebody said, yeah, those fans like Ken Swift guy didn't want her. Now he's retweeting her. Man, it's a whole lot of people. Hey, look, that fan base trashed her when they announced the pick. Shaking my head. Let them apologize. Hey, Fever, 0 turnovers. I apologize. Hey, Fever, 0 turnovers. I know y'all not used to high assists with no turnovers. What a great addition. Raven Johnson out here looking like Rajon Rondo. Y'all tripping thinking someone gonna watch this over the NBA. Raven is a winner on every level, man. I told y'all what it was with Raven, bro. I told y'all there was a very high chance Raven Johnson could come in and be a defensive factor. I got ridiculed. I lost 59 damn subscribers over that. And y'all same people is finna show love to all these damn content creators that did not keep it real with y'all, that did not tell y'all the truth. I told y'all the truth, and I told y'all this wasn't that bad of a pick. Now watch everybody change their freaking tune today. It's just a damn shame because some of y'all subscribers don't be listening to people. Y'all just want to listen to all the BS narratives, all the BS stuff that's going around. But y'all don't want to listen to the real. Keep it real. I've been keeping it real. Now, for whatever reason, all these new damn content creators came.